Tonight, a long metal shaft has gone missing in Russia, some birds poop on some kids in Brazil, and the president of Belarus beheads a fellow statesman. The world's gone to hell, and we're right here to report it right now on MU180.
With five-time Emmy Award-losing lead anchor Kevin Ellis, Marco Bichinich, weather, Zach Myers, sports, and your reporters from the field, Roberto Vaquero and Trayvon Wesley. It's MU180 at 7 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Ellis. The United States Biking Classic is taking place this weekend. Nearly 5,000 cyclists are competing in the race, which will be along the California coastline. This marks the first year that the Invitational will not host a strange cyclist, Lance Armstrong, which also means that this is the first time in a decade that everyone will be competing with two balls. The Boeing company is receiving great praise today from science fiction enthusiasts. Reports have surfaced that the company will produce the first fully operational X-wing fighter. The cost for research and development of the ship is estimated to be $500 billion. Now, the government has decided to remove all of its funding from feeding hungry American children instead. In Cabo Frio, Brazil, spring break mayhem broke out when a flock of seagulls attacked beachgoers and caused the beach to shut down. Nobody was seriously injured. However, the beach has been quarantined after large amounts of bird droppings have created a massive health hazard. NBC has announced a new celebrity wrestling competition. Celebrities will pin down one another for a charity of their choice. In order to make it fair, celebrities will be broken up into weight classes. Now, unfortunately, only male celebrities will be featured on the program after NBC could not book any female Hollywood stars. And now the reason? The ladies would not publicly reveal their weight. And in Russia, an R-class nuclear submarine appears to have gone missing from the Russian fleet. The Russian government is denying reports that Sean Connery has indeed stolen the Red October. President Putin has declined to comment. And finally, a battle royale broke out between the two parties within the Belarus parliament. Several dozen politicians were killed in the incident. The president even got onto the podium and beheaded the opposition leader with a samurai sword. 2 hours later, and after more debate, the politicians finally agreed that ketchup would be the national food. We now go live on over to Kevin Landgraf, who is outside of a school in Michigan. Kevin?
Kevin, I'm outside Pennyworth Academy where there's been a severe incident.
Well, what exactly has happened?
Well, Kev, it appears that during a heated argument between a teacher and student, the student tripped and ended up sitting on a ruler.
That sounds horrible. How can you measure pain like that?
I'm not sure, but it really sheds new light on the phrase getting a foot up the ass.
Can you tell us what started this heated debate?
Well, a student tried to cheat on an exam through a clever combination of paper clips, bagels, and a rubber band.
So the teacher caught the student, and the student ended up getting schooled?
Yeah, Kev, I think we can chalk this one up as a win for the teacher. But, Kev, schools these days are really getting nervy, if you ask me.
In what way, Kevin?
What happened to the good old days? I remember when I used to get spanked with a ruler by a teacher. At least let me enjoy my punishment, and good gravy, the lunch.
No, as I recall, the gravy was pretty horrible back in my day. One time I found one of the lunch lady's toenails in there.
Now that's what I call a little extra flavoring. They towed the line with their food, but it was fine. And the nuns, now those were outfits.
Yeah, I know people who, like our weatherman Marco, enjoyed those outfits a little bit too much. He was none too pleased when they no longer wore the garb to class.
Yeah, well, Marco had a 5 o'clock shadow at 10 in the morning in first grade. So he's a horse of a different color. But did you ever wonder what was under that headdress of theirs? I mean, they never even took him off. Holy moly, they could have been bald under there.
Hey, that's true. They could have had Voldemort's face under there and no one would have known. But back to the story at hand, Kevin, are there any updates?
Yeah, not a whole lot, Kev, but just like a blind man in a blinking contest, I'll keep my eyes open.
Great work, Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
When we return, we will have the weather report. We'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Up next, we've got Marco, and he's got our weather report. Marco.
What? What?
But right now, we'll go on over to sports with Zach instead, because it looks like he won the Battle Royale.
Well, welcome back from spring break. It's been a great spring break for me. Lots of sports news going on, and it's finally at that point that we're at March Madness. It's about to begin. You would think March Madness would start at the beginning of March and could be finished by the end of March, but no, the name is only to confuse us. Well, I have all of you a couple of tips on how to pick your bracket. First, always, and I mean always, pick the number 9 seed over the number 8 seed in the bracket. The number 9 seed is always a pretend number 9 and is always the true number 8. Always pick number 9 because they always win. Second, don't count those number 16 seeds over the number 1 seed because you'd be surprised. Of course, my pick for who's going to win the tournament has to be 15th seeded Florida Gulf Coast. I can see them winning it all this year, then winning all their regular season games next year, and then winning March Madness again next year. It wouldn't even be shocking for me at all if they won it all this year. In fact, this tournament is so obvious it took me about 16 seconds for me to fill out my bracket. And all of us on the Marquette campus are excited because our basketball team is a 3rd seed in the tournament, just like last year. We did it without Jay Crowder and without Darius Johnson-Odom, which leads us to think, how did they do it? I know before the season, being the optimistic person that I am, I was telling everyone there is no way we're going to be anywhere near as good as last year. Yet, we had a pretty identical season last year. We won about the same number of regular season games, got a 3rd seed in the tournament, and went to the Big East tournament and lost to the first team that we set our eyes upon. Yet still, how did we do it with no big player? The answer, Buzz Williams. He told the players that if they didn't play good enough, he would cut them from the team and replace them with himself and the old guy in the stands who always jumps and goes crazy to jump around at the basketball games. That will scare you into playing good. Nice job, Buzz, and best of luck in the tournament, but watch out for that 15th seeded Florida Gulf Coast. Finally, the World Baseball Classic is currently taking place, in which every country except the United States tries to win. Every other country's goal is to beat the U.S., and no one from the U.S. players or fans really cares what happens because it's not a World Baseball Classic, because it's only happened 3 times, and there's no prize money, fame, or national pride for the winner. In fact, your country could win the World Baseball Classic, and you would never know because there probably wouldn't be a parade or any acknowledgement of the victory. And that's it for sports.
Well, thank you, Zach. And when we come back from the break, Gilberto and Trayvon will join us with a field report when MUTV returns. Again, this week, Trayvon and Gilberto step out of the studio to ask about their spring break. This could get wild.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trayvon Wesley.
And I'm Gilberto Vaquero.
And we're on the field reporting about the latest spring break mishaps and what went down for you.
How many drunk hookups did you have over spring break?
Andy, what did you do over your spring break?
I went to Destin, Florida.
What is that?
It's a city.
It's a place in Florida? Okay, so I heard in LA that somebody got so drunk that they was on a balcony, you know, had some more shots, leaned over the balcony.
Not good.
Were you there?
No.
Why not?
Didn't hear about it.
I mean, but it's LA.
Yeah, so it's big.
It's really big.
Yeah, so.
But maybe that could have been you. What did you do?
I can't say on television.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Was it legal?
Not in this state.
And what are you eating today?
A sub.
Did you have that over spring break as well? Did you hurt her?
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Marco, thank you so much. Oh, did you watch basketball?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, what kind of basketball? What teams, huh?
Watch Marquette.
Did they win?
No.
So how was your spring break?
My spring break, I went to New York City. Okay. Took a loss.
Kristen, this is Girls Gone Wild. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. I feel uncomfortable.
Did you ever partake in Girls Gone Wild Spring Break Edition? Because your face looks familiar, but I'm not sure.
Did you get a little intoxicated while you were there?
Nah, can't do that.
Good answer. Good answer, Chris. Thank you. You're a star. You're a star. And there you have it, folks. That was the latest and greatest spring break editions. Gilberto, did you have fun?
I had so much fun. These people are crazy, and I love every single one of them.
They're all right. They're okay. Back to you, Kevin.
A compelling report. Thanks for joining us this week on MU180. We will see you all next week when we kick off our Easter celebration and MU180 Easter special. Until then, good night.